90-year-old lady and Glenconner says Camilla influenced her to speak out about her spouse Lord Colin Tennant's abuse. Countless messages have been sent to Lady Glenconner by women. Lady and Glenconner has explained how Camilla's work with survivors of domestic violence influenced her to speak out about her husband Lord Colin Tennant's violent temper. In her book Whatever Next? Lessons from an Unexpected Life, the 90-year-old, who served as Princess Margaret's lady-in-waiting for 30 years, claimed that her former husband, British aristocrat Lord Colin Tennant, was physically abusive. Ms. Glenconner claimed that since disclosing her experience with domestic abuse, she has received countless letters from women who have gone through tumultuous conflicts with their partners. In an earlier book, Lady Anne admitted to Fox Digital that she didn't say everything she wanted to, adding, "I was probably influenced by the Queen Consort, who has done so much for battered wives and women who are abused. I also spoke with my kids. That is the reason I did it." The Queen Consort, a patron of the Safe Lives charity, has pledged in the past to do everything in her power to reduce the stigma associated with domestic violence and to encourage more victims to seek help. Lady Anne Glenconner has explained how Camilla's work with survivors of domestic violence influenced her to speak out about her husband Lord Colin Tennant's violent temper, pictured together. Ms. Glenconner claimed that since disclosing her experience with domestic violence, she has received countless letters from women who have gone through tumultuous conflicts with their partners. Lady Anne Glenconner claimed that Camilla's support and the encouragement of her 3 children both encouraged her to come forward and share her experience. "I had witnessed him lose his temper before we got married," she remarked. "He frequently remarked, 'I won't need to lose my temper once we're married.' Which, of course, I accepted as true. But on our vacation, he snapped. He quickly broke his promise not to lose his temper." Although they shared some happy moments, she called their 54-year friendship and marriage exhausting. In an article published in October for the Daily Mail, Baroness Glenconner claimed that Colin often had violent rages that were so intense she worried about being killed. She claimed that she was frequently given the blame for whatever had gone awry, in his words. The lady-in-waiting for Princess Margaret claimed that she had to rapidly learn how to handle his rash demands and appease his rage. "He'd lose his temper in a flash and give you barely any time to fix whatever he'd objected to," she wrote. "I discovered how to remain composed, watchful, and endure storms." Long a proponent of more specialized assistance for survivors, Camilla has pledged to keep helping those in need during her reign as queen. "How draining and lonesome it might be. Without anyone to care for or cherish me when I needed it, I felt like pieces of me were dying. It was similar to having a second kid, albeit a very loud and disruptive one. He frequently shocked, offended, and frightened other people, and I had to deal with the fallout. I far too frequently served only as a barrier between him and everyone else." When one person was clearly in charge of a marriage, Lady Glenconner claimed she felt uneasy. Long a proponent of increased specialized assistance for survivors, Camilla has vowed to keep working with victims during her reign as queen. Although they shared some happy moments, Lady Glenconner called their 54-year relationship and marriage exhausting. The royal, who has supported the domestic abuse charity Safe Lives since 2016, said in December that the accounts of domestic abuse she has heard while working with organizations that assist victims still haunt her. According to the countless accounts she has heard, survivors all share the desire to break the wall of quiet surrounding these issues, which she called chilling and paralyzing. Camilla claimed that despite being the Queen Consort, she has been able to work under the radar with people who have been able to leave their abusive situations and rebuild their lives. Camilla described the victims' strength and resolve as inspiring, even though she acknowledged that some of their stories have remained with her and have continued to haunt her.